Hello, Times Crossword, let's go. Little European, aquatic, lava. Nope. Move unsteadily over river, one in southern Africa. Nope. Begin to fish outside old country's boundary. Shoot service personnel in luxury car. Luxury car almost always Rolls-Royce, RR. So we're looking for service personnel, 3 letters, inside RR to give a shoot. Nope. Blooming thing, much like a wolf. Yeah, this is lupin. A lupin is a flower, hence a blooming thing. And like a wolf is lupine. So much like a wolf is lupine without its last letter. Get to grips with heavy lifting equipment. Nope. Father catches eastern vessel, giving nothing away. Nope. Latin once translated at regular intervals. Translated looks like it could be an anagram indicator for Latin once. We've got N in 5th place. So the definition would be at regular intervals. And it could end IC or ICAL. Not getting that. An Italian poet, endlessly in love, moving at a gentle pace. Yeah, I think this is Andantino. So Anne is Anne, Italian poet is Dante, endlessly without its final letter. In is in, and then love is O, as in a score of 0 in tennis. That gives Andantino, which is a musical direction, meaning at a gentle pace. Like the golden hind, ablaze in the works. The works could be factory, and some adjectives end ORY, and if the definition is like the golden hind, that could end ORY. So that would make one across ending in F, which is unlikely. Poultry to confine good woman in Llandaff, perhaps. Gosh, never heard of Llandaff, but it looks like a Welsh town. Good woman, often, well, no, it's little woman, which refers to a literary character. What could a good woman be? Don't know. Wind instrument, kind mostly, found in orchestra's wings. Yeah, this is ocarina. So an ocarina is a wind instrument. Kind is caring. Mostly means without its last letter. Found in orchestra's wings, well, the wings of the word orchestra are O and A. Now, this A makes the R's look a bit dodgy. Unacceptable appointments for distant territories. I'm getting rid of these R's. Unacceptable could be out. Appointments, don't know. For distant territories, don't know. Move unsteadily over river. One in southern Africa. Yeah, this is Limpopo. So to move unsteadily is to limp. Over is O, the cricketing abbreviation. River is Po, the River Po in Italy. That gives Limpopo, which is a river in southern Africa. Poultry, To confine good. Yeah, so poultry is mean. To confine good. G is the abbreviation for good. That gives Megan, which is a girl's name in Wales, hence a woman in Llandaff, perhaps. Shoot. Service personnel in luxury car. This is graft. A graft is a shoot in botany. Service personnel is the RAF, a branch of the British Armed Forces. In luxury car, in GT, short for Grand Tourer. Priest. Delaying start of Easter story. This is lie. Priest is Eli, a priest in the Bible. Delaying start, well, the start of Eli is the letter E. So if we delay that letter E, it appears later on in the word Eli, in this instance at the end. That gives lie, which is a story. Yeah. It's not delaying its start, it's delaying the start of Easter. Well, the start of Easter is E. So Eli, and then the same explanation applies. Now, I'm not getting 8 down with these dates or appointments for distant territories. No. Okay, let me continue with the acrosses. Somehow it's apparent in summer, ultimately preventing sweat. Wow, preventing sweat looks like antiperspirant, surely. But how does the wordplay work? Well, somehow looks like an anagram indicator for at least it's apparent. That's 11 letters. Plus IN, and then summer ultimately is just referring to the last letter of summer. So this is an anagram of it's apparent in and are, and by I that looks about right. Unacceptable. Out. Appointments. Posts, as in jobs. For distant territories, outposts. Fantastic. Detachment. Dig up. English. Streets. I think detachment may be referring to when you're not emotionally involved. So disinterested, but that looks a bit long. Dig up is disinter. Just disinterest, not disinterested. So disinterest is detachment. Dig up is disinter. English is E, the abbreviation, and street is ST, the abbreviation. Verbally inform deserters about communications satellite. So this is Telstar. Verbally is a homophone indicator. Inform is tell, T-E-L-L, and that sounds like tell in the answer. Deserters are rats, and about is a reversal indicator. So tell followed by rats reversed gives Telstar, which is a communications satellite. Like some twins, broadcasting in dialect. This is identical. So some twins are identical as opposed to fraternal, hence like some twins. And then broadcasting is an anagram indicator for in dialect. Tolerant. Night. That is taken in fast. This is lenient. So lenient means tolerant. Night is N, the chess abbreviation. That is IE, short for id est, Latin for that is. Taken in fast, taken in lent. E.g. Pavarotti's general tendency. This is tenor. This is a double definition. So Pavarotti is an example of a tenor in opera. And tenor also means general tendency. Possibly collect, sportsperson, changing sides. Almost at the start. Yeah, this is prayer. So a collect is a type of prayer, hence the definition is possibly collect. A sportsperson is a player. Changing sides, well, the sides being referred to here are left and right, L and R, almost at the start. So in the word player, L is almost at the start, and if we change that to R, we get prayer. Obtain reassurance at last in test for infidelity. Wow, what's that? Don't know. I thought with all these letters in, it should be fairly straightforward, but not so. Make lace a tangled mass. Ooh, don't know. Let me revisit 25 across. There's an awful lot of letters in this. Obtain. Reassurance at last may be referring to the last letter of reassurance. In. Test for infidelity. Probably ends ERY. In which case, the definition is obtain. I note that treachery fits the letter pattern. Well, treachery is infidelity. So test and infidelity are performing separate functions in this clue. So obtain is reach. Reassurance at last is the last letter of reassurance. In test, in try. That gives treachery, which means infidelity. Fantastic. Make lace a tangled mass. I think this is tat, and I think this is another double definition. I think to tat is to make lace, and a tat can also mean a tangled mass. Dull group, losing leader in spinney. A spinney is a small bunch of trees. Dull. Group, losing leader. Group could be set, losing leader without its initial letter. That could give ET at the end. No, not getting that. Okay, where to now? Let me look at the downs in the bottom left. Initially employing second vehicle, obtained food in Paris. This is escargot. So initially employing is the initial letter of employing. Second is S, the abbreviation. Vehicle is car. Obtained is got. That gives escargot, which is food in Paris because it's French for snail. Mollusks. Identified by mischievous falsehood on radio. On radio looks like a homophone indicator. Falsehood could be lie. Wow, not getting it. But if the answer ends in a word which sounds like lie, it could end in an I. Does that help 26 across? Dull. Group. Losing leader. In spinney. No, it doesn't help. Oh well. Foremost among doctors' adversaries, loathsome extraterrestrial killer. Yeah, this is Dalek. So this is a reference to the British television programme Doctor Who, and Doctor Who's adversary was the Daleks. So this is an and-lit clue. We read it once for the definition, once for the wordplay. So as definition, a Dalek was foremost among Doctor's adversaries and was a loathsome extraterrestrial killer. But read as wordplay, if we regard foremost as an instruction to take the initial letters, following the word among, we get D for doctor, then A, L, E, and K. Great, these crossing letters must help. Great supply, abundance. Of baked food, bun, in A, ball, dance. Interrogate, cook, this is double definition. To grill is to interrogate, and to cook. Great, K looks useful, and a spinney is a thicket. So, dull is thick, as in stupid. Group losing leader is indeed set without its initial letter. Now, mollusks. These are going to be Italian thingies. Identified by mischievous. This is so obvious and I'm not getting it. Falsehood is lie. Ah, yes, indeed. Nautili. Actually, I'm not familiar with this. I'm familiar with it as a word from Scrabble. I was expecting to see a word familiar from Italian cooking and menus, but I don't record this word as being on them. However, nautili are mollusks. And then mischievous is naughty, falsehood is lie, and on radio tells us that that sounds like the answer, which is naughty lie. Unaided. Well, this is single-handedly. So, single-handedly is unaided. Run. A single is a run in cricket. Part of body is hand. Finally based is the final letter of based. In Cambridge city, in Ely. Ely, E-L-Y, is a city in Cambridgeshire. Great, just the top left to go, so let me pause and do my brief typo squiz. Make sure everything that's in is as intended. All the acrosses looking good. Downs looking good. Yeah, okay, so just the top left to go. Father catches eastern vessel, giving nothing away. This is deadpan. So father is dad, catches eastern, catches E, the abbreviation for eastern. Vessel is pan. That gives deadpan, which means giving nothing away. Latin once translated. So this does look like an anagram of Latin once. It doesn't end IC, probably ends IAL. And that then leaves the letters once and T. And it means at regular intervals. Wow. Nope, not getting that. Like the golden hind, ablaze in the works. I wonder if works is an anagram indicator for ablaze in the. That's the right number of letters. Plus the letters in the answer do feature in ablaze in the. So the definition would be like the golden hind. Aha. This is a boot from Elizabethan days. Is this an anagram of ablaze in the? It certainly looks like it, and it contains a Z. So, just a few clues to go. Little European aquatic larva. Wow, don't know. Begin to fish outside old countries. Boundary. No. Get to grips with. Heavy lifting equipment. I thought get to grips with might be handle and heavy could be H. But handle doesn't mean lifting equipment. So this is a bit of a scary situation because we have 4 clues. I've looked at all of them and I'm stuck. So time to 19 minutes. So time to take a deep breath and revisit them. Little European Aquatic lava. European could be the E at the end, so we could be looking for a 6-letter word for little, followed by E, giving a word which means aquatic lava. I'm not getting the definition, but what could little be? Midget? Not getting that. Begin to fish. Outside old. Country's boundary. So the definition could be begin or boundary. Could a boundary end in line? Don't know. 3 down must be the most tractable, because we may have the letters in Latin once if translated is an anagram indicator. So if it ends, if the letters that are in are correct, then we're left with T and once. This letter could be a T. Ah, fantastic. Phew. This is octennial. It is an anagram of Latin once. Yeah. O-N-C-E and T in front of N-I-A-L. And it does mean at regular intervals. It means every 8 years or every 7 years. Great. That gives 2 crossing letters. They must be helpful. Little. European. Aquatic lava. What is this? Aha, yes, tadpole. So little is tad, European is Pole, as in someone from Poland, a European country. That gives tadpole, which is aquatic lava, lava which turns into frogs. Great, just 2 clues to go. Get to grips with is tackle. So this is a double definition. Tackle means get to grips with. It also refers to heavy lifting equipment. The final clue. Begin to fish outside old countries' boundary. Oh, what is this? Begin to fish looks like it could refer to the initial letter of fish, but I think that's pretty unlikely given the letters that we've got. In which case, begin could be the definition. And then to fish could be outside of old countries' boundary. Aha, I wonder if this is coastline. It fits the letter pattern. So begin to fish is cast. You cast a line when you're fishing. Begin to fish is cast line. Outside old, outside O, the abbreviation for old. That gives coastline, which is a country's boundary. Fantastic. Well, there we go. Every clue solved, every clue explained. No empty squares. Submit. Submit. Hope and pray. No errors. Fantastic. Wow, what a beautiful puzzle. Absolutely fantastic stuff from the Times, and a really tricky top left corner. So sometimes you finish with a flourish and other times you grind to a halt with a few clues to go. And it was octennial which unlocked the keys to the final few clues, and I was very grateful to spot that. But what a beautiful crossword. And I think the final clue, coastline, was a particularly good example of the crossword setter's art. Very difficult to really understand the wordplay, but once you do understand it, it all makes perfect sense, and you can just sit back and admire the beauty of the clues construction. Anyway, many thanks to the Times and the setter for this beautiful crossword. I hope you enjoyed. Well, no, before we hope to enjoy anything, let's consider the snitch for this puzzle. It's a bank holiday today in England, so sometimes the puzzles are a little bit harder than normal for a Monday. But I don't think this was by any means a beast, so I think the snitch for this could be in the 70s. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching this solve. Like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you next time.